In our last episode, we talked about bad shoes and how they could end up being a real problem. So let's follow those bad shoes right into the hospital where it could lead you on today's shave. Hello my friends, welcome back for today's shave. We're doing a cold water shave today. If we're only trying to wake up a little bit. We were talking about the bad shoes and blisters and how they could land a fella into some real problems. And that's where we're going to pick up today. Got a fellow who's got some brand new shoes. They rub a bit and he's marching. He gets a hot spot. He gets a blister. The blister breaks. He starts slowing down because he can't keep up. And somebody notices. Well, he ends up back at a field hospital, which could be somebody's house. It could be a barn. It could just be a dining fly for a fly set up to kind of give a little bit of shade. The doctor takes the boy's shoe off and he sees a blister that's broken, been sweated on, starting to get infected, got some pus running out of it. Here's what's going to happen to him. Soldier sergeant is going to say, can he walk? What can you do to make him, to keep him moving? This is something else we're going to talk about. Gotta keep this man moving, because if he can't keep up, we're gonna have to leave him back with you guys. You end up being stuck in that house or in that keeping area with the other sick people until your feet heal and you're able to move again, or if it gets worse, because, well, they had some idea that you ought to keep stuff clean, but they didn't know anything about microbes or anything about germs. So they would apply poultices and maybe rub a little fat on it. They may have some folk remedies that may have some little bit of founding and actual do some good. It might not. But if that infection spreads, it could end up sepsis. It could end up getting blood poisoning. It could lead just about anywhere. These field hospitals, they had other people to deal with too. They had people falling down and breaking their arms and legs. They're trying to set those things, hoping that they heal right, bandaging them up, external splints. And all the time you got the sergeants come in and says, can he march? And say, yeah, we have someplace to be. We have to be, 20 miles down the road. Can you patch him up? And if you can't, this man's gonna lose his farm. He's gonna not be able to support his family. He's not going to be able to support other actions that the Army's doing. Militarily, he's useless. And with the short terms that some of these guys were enlisting for, by the time you get him ready to fight, his enlistment might be up. And so, all in all, field hospital is not a place to be if you have something simple like that. But it's probably even worse if you actually get shot, because people think of that a little bit. And those out of a brown bass, that's a .75 projectile. That's a big thing. So if it hits you, it's kind of shatter bones. You're almost for certain looking at clothing and dirt being dragged into the wound. And sepsis and infection. Or shattering a limb, and then it's out like this. You're cutting off blood supplies, gangrene sets in. You're either gonna have to amputate the limb, or the guy's gonna die. So that's why we were talking about the casualties to personnel was pretty high. If you got hurt, you were in trouble. And that's what, tying to what we're doing today, and why you saw me holding this up here. It's a disposable razor. This is a Bic, by the way. Gave a pretty decent shave for a disposable razor, but it's clean. But in the field, these guys were using straight razors and sharing the razors. They were encouraged to have to be clean shaven. But sharing a razor with somebody who's got a skin condition, and then you cut yourself with that, and all of a sudden you got the same problem. Well, most of the time that's going to heal okay, because the face is pretty resilient. Little nicks like that from shaving isn't a big deal, but if you get one that gets infected a little bit and it spreads and you can't control it because you don't really know how germs work. They know that they would put rum on their faces after shaving because it made them smell nicer, but they weren't really necessarily knowing that killed germs. So if that doesn't happen, you end up with a face infection. Lice, all those bad things. So it all comes back to keeping clean, which is another part of the whole tale of the dragon there. Which today was brought to us by the Bic single edge disposable razor. We use Parasso. This is sandalwood scent, and this is a Family Dollar Old Spice scent. And that was a great shave for today. I'm Major Rich. You find me at theshavingcutter.com. If you liked what you've seen, please like, subscribe if you're so inclined, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.